Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a speed build that I did building a starter home for a sim and an infant. So sorry that there's been a bit of a hold up on videos. You will see in a few days why, but let's just say Not So Berry is now my arch nemesis. I said that I would do a video and I wouldn't stop until I had completed a goal, and I stuck to my word, so I apologize on that behalf. So anyways, I had this idea of rebuilding all of Newcrest only using the base game. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers do this. And it's like, oh, it's gonna be easy. It won't be that bad. Well, I keep on having ideas. Let's add a restaurant here. Nope, base game. Let's add, how about an art museum here? Nope, base game. So it's been harder than I thought so far. And normally I would just show you guys like the video of the tour when I'm done, but it's so small in this build that I just figured that I might as well just show you guys the speed build of it, because I actually really like the speed build. And surprisingly, I did a lot of landscape on this build, and I actually did stay in budget. So again, this build is for like the mom, the dad, maybe like the sim has two moms, whatever, the parents and the infant. So if you were to move in with three sims, which is what this house can accommodate, you would have an extra you would get an extra 4,000 simoleons. So you would have room to expand, maybe on the backyard, which it doesn't have a fence, or maybe on the baby's room. But it does work. And I gave up the layout for this house eventually. So you'll see soon that all the furniture was very much like I can get an expensive table that looks good, or I can get this. So most of it was I can get this. So I'm not really the biggest fan of all the furniture choices, but they work and they're better than just like a cheap table. So yeah, you'll kind of see that when we get into the interior. Also, I got a new texture pack for Newcrest. It's like the world texture, and it looks so good. That was my whole inspiration for building this. I went around trying to find some new like world texture, and eventually I found one for Newcrest. I'm like, oh my gosh, I now really, really, really need to try to build Newcrest. So that's what I decided to do. Now this house, I went for a very blue color scheme. My idea of this neighborhood was more of like a vacation rental park family neighborhood. So there's one vacation rental, a starter home, a starter plus home, which is basically a starter home designed to move in with like two or three sims, so it costs a bit more than a starter home. A park. They also put a vacation rental and a 3,000 simoleon house. Oh, sorry, not 3,000 simoleon house, a 30,000 simoleon house. Imagine a 3,000 simoleon house. That'd be an eyesore. So I did decide to do that for this neighborhood. Then, the one with the big lot that backs on to the water, that neighborhood in Newcrest, it's more to the bottom of the map. I promise you, just take a look at the map of Newcrest and you'll know what I'm talking about. So that one has a lot of big lots. So I kind of plan to put more of like a library, a museum, a bar in it, which I'm really excited about. And I am gonna rebuild a few of the lots, but when I do rebuild them, I am gonna put more packs into them. So maybe I'll have a restaurant that uses get together and everything. And have you guys heard that The Sims actually did an update for PC and Mac where they temporarily disabled the lose to feature? That was like the favorite feature of the pack, and I loved it. So let me know in the comments below. Have you guys really played with infants and pets yet? My Not So Berry challenge, I've played with infants and pets, which I think I posted the video of that, and they are so cute together. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. Also, this lot has very, very harsh lighting. You can see I'm trying to like flick through the lightings right now because it's like morning is a bit too light and it's like daytime's a bit too bright. Then evening's too dark, then night's of course too dark. So I wasn't really, really sure what to do for this lot. So I more just kind of kept it on morning, so that was my best bet. As soon as I got into the interior, it didn't matter. But I'm really hoping that if you actually ever play on this lot, the lighting isn't as harsh as this. I'm not sure if it's on like a texture pack or something, but the lighting was really, really harsh. So you can see that I'm getting going on the landscaping here. I feel like I spent over 2,000 simoleons on the landscaping, but I still made the interior look good, to my opinion. I'm not sure about the kitchen, but I didn't want to take away all my landscaping, so we just have to do with what we gotta do. So I made the kitchen with those cheapest counters. They're not the ones from City Living, but there are actually some really, really good swatches. Of course, there's like the horrid magenta, which we all hate, and there's some like bad ones, but there are some really, really good swatches with those counters. Also, I found landscaping on this lot hard to do because of how much landscaping costs. And I know you probably should have used debug, and you're right, I should have, but I do not like debug. You can find good stuff in there, but in order to find good stuff in there, it's like hours and hours of scrolling. It is literally the worst. Also, there was a backyard, so this house, I had to add the landscaping in the backyard. We're already like $200 in landscaping. So I could have probably added a better TV with that. Or a computer. Oh no, I did add a computer. Never mind, I did add a computer. Computers are a necessity in Sims homes. You can do so much with them, especially if you have NC Command Center, because you need a computer to work NC Command Center. Because if you do the mailbox, it won't really work that well. Also, I did remember a toilet in this house. So if you don't get it, I'm basically famous for like not putting toilets in my house by now. I have built two or three houses without adding toilets. I have one on my channel that I'll link the video. It's literally called I Built a House in The Sims and I Forgot a Toilet. So I was basically, if you haven't seen it, I was building a micro home because for my Not So Berry challenge, I had to get skill gain fast and I decided to play it on short lifespan. I know, why would I do that? So I had the idea of getting a club but putting them in a micro home. So I had to build a micro home for that. But when I did, I was like so excited because I just got get together. I was like, oh my gosh, I should add a closet. I need to add this, add this. So I'm playing in the micro home. So I'm playing in a micro home, and I realized, wait, my sim needs to go to the bathroom. There is no bathroom. And it's like, uh-oh, there's no toilet. And somehow I forgot to add a gallery version of the toilet. But this was like weeks ago, so we can't even forget that. Then when I was building the apartment for my Not So Berry challenge, that was the first ever video I posted of me doing The Sims. That one was titled Not So Berry Setup. I was all ready to finish the apartment. I'm like, okay, we're good. Then you can see me, and it's like, oh, we forgot the toilet. So I have like 50 simoleons, and I don't have a bathroom. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like scrounging for money. And also, somehow, when I was doing that, there's a trick where you can go into the gallery and find custom paintings. But when I did that, it turns out I'm just realizing now, sorry, that there's flowers floating. I kind of hope that I fix that. I don't think I fixed that. Oh, we're gonna ignore those. Floating flowers, yes. Anyways, so then you can go in the gallery and find custom paintings, which I wanted to do. Like, oh, how perfect would that be? They're custom paintings. But I only got them off the gallery for like 2,000 simoleons or like 200. They sold for like 6,000 simoleons. So, like, where did I get all this extra money? Then it was like a cat and mouse chase with me trying to replace and get the money that like I actually had and not like cheat for money. So that was kind of hard. Looking at those flowers now, I don't think I ever realized that they were there. That's gonna be like yeah, we ignore them. Also, I realized that when you go onto the gallery, I've explained this before in a few videos. You know those great lights from Toddler Stuff? Well, when they had the Sims Summit live stream, they actually put some of that stuff into the base game. So like the lights, we have some of the tents from get together, a outdoor retreat. So you can actually like go and get them and put them on your lot if you go into a gallery. Because who really wants to be scrolling through debug forever? So you can kind of see I'm starting with the interior of the house now. It's actually quite big for a starter home, which I'm actually quite impressed by. So I'm just trying to figure out the layout. What I ended up doing is kind of the first half of the home was going to be a kitchen dining, and the rest was just going to be bedrooms and bathrooms. And I kind of skipped between the layout because the layout took me like a long time to figure out. So I kind of wanted it to be a different shape, but I didn't want a weird corner in the bathroom. It was a lot. I also spent forever trying to get matching bathroom tile because, of course, it's all a base game. So I normally use the Spot A stuff. Well, Spot A isn't the base game. So I'm running around trying to get matching bathroom tile and everything. So that was kind of rough. Then I wanted a cool like color for this house, but I didn't want something blue because there's blue on the outside. And the gray is just a bit boring. So it was a bit hard doing that. I also realized halfway through the build that the windows were 30 simoleons. What the heck? The windows are so cheap. Also, look at all these good swatches with all these counters. Like these guys, which are the cheapest ones, are 150, have some really nice swatches. Like that one almost has wood on the side. So I really like those counters. Definitely, those are some of my new favorites. And I didn't actually put upper cabinets. I'm not sure why. I think the budget didn't like lend to it because I wanted you guys to move in and have some money to use it still. So I didn't actually put upper cabinets on the build. I also used that plant, the one that I just placed down, everywhere in this build. I'm not sure why, but I did. Also, you know your inventory? Is anybody else's glitched? Mine will put stuff in my inventory that will just disappear and not give me any money back. It is so weird. Is anybody else's glitched like that? I'm not sure what to do or like how to fix it, but it's just kind of weird. So now I'm resorting to like literally deleting stuff or moving it. And here we go on to my table problem. So I originally wanted to use this one, but then I would have to spend way more money on chairs. And chairs in the base game aren't actually the best, so I didn't want to have a big blocker. Also, I'm feeling like it would block the hallway if I put it there. And yes, this house is all play tested by yours truly, me. So I was trying to figure out what to do with the table when I eventually tried to find one that would actually be in the base game but look good. And I found this glass one. Now, I'm not too sure how many people know about this one, but it's really cheap and it looks kind of good. So I eventually did that with some matching chairs and kind of tilted it sideways. Because if you guys didn't know, you see the little camera icon right beside all your notifications? If you click it, you can click Sims 3 camera. Then on Mac, if you click Control, if you hold Control and click your mouse to move up and down, it will reposition your camera. And if you do that, but this time click options for like free placing and rotate it, it can rotate freely, which is actually really cool. I never even really knew about that feature. It took me forever to get to know it. I remember I was building a house for a legacy challenge that I didn't play off YouTube like a few months ago, and I was trying to figure out how to like adjust my camera. All of a sudden, my camera adjusted. I'm like, oh, this is magical. So I'm trying to figure out how to adjust it again, but it just will not adjust. So I was like so upset from that because I got my camera to adjust, that it wouldn't adjust again. You can kind of see it's a tight layout in here. And I could never find like a good rug or couch for it. I'm not sure why. I do end up changing it around the layout a tiny bit, like moving the dining table back. And I did get a new couch because I didn't really like that couch at all. So I did end up changing it a bit. Also, artwork in this game is expensive. Like, that's literally a photo of an apple and pear, and it's 225 simoleons. Who would make a photo of an apple and pear, 225 simoleons? I also realized later in the build that I do need a bath for the infant. Because, well, I don't want to have to be constantly like changing their diapers if you have growing together because diapers are not in the base game. Well, diapers are in the base game, but the changing table isn't. So if your toddler or infant like poops their diaper, you literally have to do like the old like throw them in the air and drop them. Also, I'm not sure if many people know this, but you can actually wash toddlers in the sink. I'm not sure about infants, but you can wash the toddlers in the sink. Just this came out in a patch before or after Snowy Escape, I can't remember. But if you have the toddler, you can click on the sink and it will say wash toddler. So your sim will basically wash up to the sink, throw the toddler in the air, and come back down. The toddler's hygiene need will go a bit up. So it isn't efficient to do it like one or two times. You have to do it a lot, but it's still really good for Reg Switch's gameplay. Also, I couldn't find a good crib for this infant room. I originally kind of wanted to do a watermelon color scheme, but I could never find a good crib for it. So I eventually just decided to go with the white one, and I added a baby bassinet in, so I figured that babies are only 1 day on normal lifespan and not even a day on short lifespan. So we may want the baby bassinet in here. I also was struggling to find the big llama plushie that came in the base game. I believe I cut that out, but it was a struggle to find. I ended up not being able to find it, but it's in there somewhere, I know it, and it's in the base game, but I just could not find it even though how hard I looked. That'd be cool. You know how you can filter stuff by so much? What if we filtered it by like newest? So maybe like if there's an update with new stuff, you could filter it by newest and the newest would pop up. So if you wanted to use the new stuff, you wouldn't have to scroll around trying to find it. You could just select newest. And I do have to admit, the parents kind of got stiff with their room here, and I had to add a fake carpet. It doesn't really look that good at all, but I didn't really have much option to use anything else, so I did end up having to use the fake carpet, which really sucks. So I'm just kind of finishing up the build here. I actually am going to go into the game to show you a tour of how it turned out. So this is my texture pack for Newcrest. Amazing, and here's the build. I'm gonna quickly delete that grass since I don't think I ended up deleting it. No, it's still floating up there. Okay, the grass is deleted for when it gets put on the gallery. So, here's our lovely build. This is it in the morning light. Here's our lovely build. This is it in the morning light. And I'm just gonna show you in the morning light because I think it flatters it better. So you kind of have our lovely, lovely landscaping. Then when you walk in, you have our front entranceway. I did end up changing the couch. Then you do have our little kitchen here. We also did put a computer and a dining table. No rug though. So if you come over here, you have our infant's room, which I kind of went for a watermelon color scheme. Not sure how well it turned out, but you can expand on it. Then this is our bathroom with the bathtub that I did end up changing. And then finally, we have our lovely, lovely master bedroom. So I will put this on the gallery, and in total, this whole creation, if I can figure out how to put it on the gallery, only costs eight. It only costs 18,310. So this is just gonna be. I'm just gonna call it house 1 for Newcrest, so that you guys can easily find it on my gallery. My gallery is just CLMM89. So you can come find that. It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and it's on the gallery for you guys to enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!